Hello, USA, soccer fans, football fans, and AFL fans. Bobby Cardenas coming at you from Lancaster, California, the beautiful Antelope Valley. What's the matter with me? My hair and makeup department didn't fix me up. Anyway, first and foremost, yesterday, my wife and I, and several friends of the AFL, players, managers, all that, referees, went to the LA Galaxy game for Antelope Football League night. Look at this flyer. Ooh, sorry guys. Let's see if you can see it. It says Antelope Football League night. It's a special promotion done by, a gentleman, a young man named Andrew Correll, who's the account executive for the LA Galaxy. We set up a package of tickets. Anyway, we went, we enjoyed the LA Galaxy's victory over Seattle Sounders 1-0. Alan Gordon scored on a beautiful header. Cross came in from a free kick. Omar Gonzalez from the far left side headed it back across the goal mouth, and Alan Gordon was there to head it in. First half, they played brilliantly. Pinedo, for the Panamanian goalkeeper who plays for the Galaxy, had 10 saves, and a lot of them were brilliant saves. He kept them in the game. And by being one of the first 15,000 people to enter the gates, we were presented with this. LA Galaxy replica championship ring. That's the box that holds it. This is the ring. Look, it comes in a little case, a little stand rather. 2014 MLS Cup champions, LA Galaxy. And then the ring itself has 2014 MLS Cup champions. It's difficult to see. And on this side, a replica image of the MLS Cup. And then on this side, the score. LA 2, New England 1. 12-7-14. That's when they won. Yeah. Look at beautiful LA Galaxy. It shows, and the 5 championships on top, and star studded. I mean, the diamond encrusted on it. This is a replica. The real ones that they get are from Tiffany. But it's cool. It's still nice to get, right? All the players and the coaches and the medical staff, the support personnel, the office, they all get these rings, the Tiffany ones. They don't get these. These are still kind of cool. I'm kind of superstitious. I shouldn't put it on because it's only for, who the hell am I kidding? Here it is. Look, it fits perfectly. Look at this. It's a little bit of pause for a Christmas Story clock there. It fits perfectly on my index finger. It's almost as though they knew my size. Look at that. That's the only time I put it on. Okay, now I can't friggin' take a dinklage. I can't. Hey, take it off. A little scary there. Hold on. So that goes in my man cave. Also got a little Galaxy keychain. And I presented Andrew, who met me there with my guests up in our seats, came up to say hello. I gave him AFL t-shirts and a beanie, AFL beanie, because I told him before I wanted, and he gave me a couple of these Galaxy towels. This is the one from last year's season with the 4 stars. I'll get one for the new season from him. But anyway, so that was exciting. It was a great night. It was a great game. We went there early. We had fun. My father-in-law also went. First time he's ever been to a soccer match, football match, live. Hey, remember last post I showed you this little image of this guy? There he is. He's a homie character, and his name is Hollywood, and he looks exactly like me. Somehow this guy that made these must have seen me someplace. They decided to make this character, which fits me perfectly. Anyway, forget that. Let's get to some serious stuff about scores, and then I'll talk a little bit about something dealing with refereeing. I'll just go over some of the few key scores from yesterday. Because forget Saturday, that's gotten wrong. Okay, Chelsea traveled to Queen's Park Rangers Sunday morning, and were held scoreless, 0-0 to the last possible minutes of the match, when the QPR goalkeeper, unfortunately, in punting the ball out, he possessed the ball, he was going to punt it out, right, to his team. Flubbed it. He punted it almost straight up. It only went probably about 20 yards. Chelsea collected it. They passed it around Hazard and Oscar, I think it was, and then passed it into Fabregas. That's Fabregas, a Spanish brilliant player. Boom, he scored a goal. Chelsea ended up winning 1-0. 1-0. Had QPR held them off, QPR would have gained a point, obviously, because you get 1 point for a draw, which would have helped them try to rise above the relegation zone, which they're in right now. So they maybe go down, and it would have been a great upset against Chelsea. Okay, the Manchester Derby was held between Manchester United and Manchester City. That's the Derby. They're both from Manchester. It was at Old Trafford, Manchester United's home. And even though Man City went ahead 1-0 early in the first half, within the first 15 minutes, on a brilliant play with David Silva eventually crossing a pass brilliantly right in front of the goal mouth to an on-rushing Sergio Aguero, who just punted it in. Despite that, Man U came back and went ahead 4-1 almost by the end of the game. Man City ended up getting one more goal, to make it 4-2. But Man U won the derby, and they're sitting pretty well on the table now. I didn't think they would at the beginning of the season, but they've surprised me. And Man City is in fourth. Fourth or fifth? Wait. Fourth. It's Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, and Man City, and Liverpool's right below. And then Tottenham. Okay, anyway. And, of course, I told you the Galaxy score. I also watched the IRL race yesterday when I got home. That's why I didn't make a post last night, because when I got home, I had things to do. My wife was starting to cook. I had to wait to watch Game of Thrones, Dinklage, and the rest of the Westeros characters from King's Landing and Winterfell and all the other lands, 7 kingdoms of Game of Thrones. So in the meantime, while she was cooking, and I was waiting to start it because I couldn't friggin' wait to get going, I started to watch some of the IRL race, which I finished later. And then today I finished that in the Formula One race from China. And then today, Liverpool, I just watched, just beat Newcastle 2-0 at Anfield. Okay, this brings me up to a point about refereeing. Something that happened in this game, something that happened in a game last week that was talked about on ESPN with Alejandro Moreno, Scotty Nichols, Stevie Nichols, and a few other guys. Anyway, today, there was a play that occurred towards the end where Moussa Sissoko from Newcastle, they're already losing 2-0, 83rd minute, and he's already been frustrated. He has a yellow card already, a caution. Right? He was issued a caution earlier in the game by the center match referee Lee Dixon. There's a play. Lucas for Liverpool, trying to get to the ball. Sissoko challenges him, sticks his foot out, and goes over the ball totally and smashes it right on Lucas's ankle and takes him. It was horrible. Sissoko turns his back to the referee, starts walking off the field. He already knows he's gone. Lee Dixon gives him a second yellow, and then shows him the red send off. In actuality, it should have been a straight red because of the seriousness. It was serious foul play. Egregious. Seriously reckless. Could have severely injured Lucas, broken his ankle. It should have been a straight red, but eventually he did go off. But that's going to make a difference in the way he gets fined and whatnot, believe it or not. Okay, the next thing I want to do, and the post is getting a little long, I got to finish this, is in the game that Stevie Nichols and the rest of the guys are talking about in ESPN FC, there was a play involving a Seattle player onto Pineda from Seattle onto the opponent that they were playing. I think it was Houston. He jumps up and Kung Fu kicks him with the bottom of his cleats onto the chest, knocks him down, and Stevie Nichols is arguing that it should not have been a red, which it was. It should have been a yellow. Shouldn't be. You get to record. It shouldn't be because he did not intend to kick the opponent. Really? It's called serious foul play, serious recklessness. Most fouls are not intentional, but they're caused because of the player's carelessness or sometimes purposefulness And in this case, he was extremely careless in raising his foot up high, motioning it forward with the bottom of his cleats towards the ball, but also towards where the other player was. And you, Stevie Nichols, don't think it deserved a straight red? All right, go back to your drinking in between takes, because I'm going to, because I was here. Hello. Gotta finish watching Valencia against Levante. Okay. Say no to racism. And may peace be with us all in these troubled times. And, USA, especially Wednesday, because they play Mexico on Fox Sports 1 and Champions League tomorrow and Wednesday on Fox Sports 1 and Sports 2 channels. Look for them.